Hi guys, in this video I'm going to talk about Node.js. Let's get started. What is the Node.js and how to set up the Node.js on your local environment, and how to run some simple program using Node.js environment. So first let's get into this. What is Node.js? Node.js is a open source JavaScript framework. It's a it's a cross-platform independent, and it runs on any OS, and so it provides a runtime environment which will execute the JavaScript, and any developer, it helps the developers building the applications using JavaScript which will be executed other than the browser environment. Normally the JavaScript files will be executed on the browser side. So JavaScript is a programming language and which will be executed on the browser side, but in this case of Node.js, so JavaScript file will be executed on the server side. This provides a runtime environment where we can execute the JavaScript files on the server side instead of executing the JavaScript files on the browser side. I mean outside of the browser. So how to set up now? Let's see now how to set up this Node.js environment on a local machine. So go to the Google and so download Node.js. Just type download Node.js. Here you can find some links are there. Just select the first link and you can select the MSA for this for your environment. Windows installer. If it is 32-bit, just select this one. If it is 64-bit, select this one, and download this MSA file into your local environment. Once the file has been downloaded, and click on the file, and it provides various it gives a wizard kind of thing. You can select the path where you want to install this Node.js on your local machine. So once the environment has been has created, let's see now. I have already set up on my machine, so let's go to the path where this Node.js has been installed. See program files, and this Node.js here. These are all the files as part of the MSI. So this is the location where I have configured my Node.js. Now let us. So once environment has been installed, like we need to provide the environment path variable on your machine. Just go to the environment variable. Select the path and specify the path. Specify the path of this Node.js to run the sample files. So now we will create some sample file called hello world. I already created some sample file hello world, and just me open this file. See, look at this code. See, this is nothing but the JavaScript file, but normally in a JavaScript file is a you'll find something related to the document.getElement by id, something like that. But here in this case of JavaScript of Node.js, it has various modules are included. As modules are nothing but the various kind of libraries, functions, everything is available on the Node.js. So built-in, and these are all the built-in libraries. Some of the built-in libraries like HTTP and file system FS related modules are there available. So if you want to access a specific model, you have to use the require a specific model name. So you assign it to some variable, and you can create using HTTP. You can create a server on your environment. Create the server means create a server runtime environment for this JavaScript file, and we are including a function. In the function we are receiving the request and sending the response to the browser. So like this. So as soon as we receive this piece of code, this piece of code will be listening on the specific server 8081. So just in this method, in this lesson method, once we execute this JavaScript file on the environment, this piece of code will be executed on this specific port 8081, and it waits for the incoming request. So as soon as the request receives to this pod received to this pod, this piece of code, what is inside in this piece of code, will be executed and rendered in terms of the response. This for testing, like I have given some hello world as a response to the. So as soon as we hit the browser URL using this HTTP 127 using the specific port on the browser. When we hit this URL on the browser, it takes this request as URL as a request to this specific function, and it executes this piece of code and enters this hello world to the browser side. Okay, let me copy this file. Let me copy this file onto the Node.js environment. So here let us see, let us paste the file. Okay, now we have created the hello world JavaScript file, and let us see how we can execute this .js JavaScript file on the Node.js environment. Now go to the command prompt, go to go to the specific location, because this file Node.js file available in this location. Let us navigate to this specific path. So once we navigated here, now let us type the normally the JavaScript files Node.js JavaScript file will be executed by using the command called node followed by the JavaScript file. Now the JavaScript file name is hello world.js. Now let's run. So here, so as soon as we run this JavaScript file, the code inside, like whatever I have written in this file, see, let me open this file and show you. See, this piece of code is executing at the same time. See, it displays the output, the console output to the on the environment Node.js environment. See, server is running at the specific port. So let us now what we have to do is, because we have created a HTTP model. Okay, let us copy this one and go to the browser and type the URL on this location. So now see this. So as soon as we hit the URL, this Node.js receives the request from this browser, because this code has been executed on the specific port 80801 only. So as soon as we receive the request using a URL like this, it it executes a piece of code inside the specific function, the create server function, and sends a response to the browser. This is how the piece of code will be. So now you can write your piece your logic, whatever you want to, based on the requirement. You can write your piece of code and the specific file, and once we give the URL like this, specific code will be executed, and it will give the output based on your the code which I have written in this .js file. This is how we can configure the .js file. So there are other models are like FS model is there, like if you want to deal with the file systems and all, just you can type of where FS is equal to require of FS. This is FS models. There are various built-in models using those models. So you can use the libraries of functions in specific applications. You can build the applications for your requirement. So this is how we can set up the environment, and you can execute your .js files on your local machines. Thank you for watching.